The morning sun warmed the earth as I approached the serene grove where Buddha sat in contemplation. The sound of rustling leaves played gently in the breeze, creating an air of harmony around his presence. I hesitated for a moment, aware of the weight carried by my thoughts and questions. Unsure where to begin, with a soft smile, Buddha beckoned me closer, his calm aura dissolving the unease within my heart. "What burdens your spirit, traveler?" Buddha's voice resonated, a soothing melody laced with wisdom and patience. I began. "The world feels fragmented. People seem lost, striving but unfulfilled. What path leads to true peace?" Buddha tilted his head slightly, his gaze unwavering, as if seeing beyond my words into their very essence. He spoke, "Peace cannot be found in pursuit of external goals, nor can it be demanded of the restless heart. Then where does it dwell?" I asked, my voice faltering under the weight of my own uncertainty and yearning. "Peace resides within the stillness that awaits discovery when one releases attachment to fleeting desires," he replied gently. "But how does one free themselves from desires when they persist, pulling at us with overwhelming force?" I questioned. Buddha gestured toward a nearby lotus flower, its petals shimmering with morning dew in the soft sunlight. He said, "Observe the lotus. Its roots rest firmly in mud, yet it blossoms unstained, reaching upward with quiet grace." I studied the flower, sensing its delicate strength, wondering what lesson it held beyond its striking appearance. "Desires are like mud," Buddha continued. "They anchor us, yet they need not define the beauty we can create." "But is it wrong to desire?" I asked, troubled by the thought of severing ties with aspirations and passions. He smiled faintly. "Desire itself is neutral, but attachment to desires causes suffering when we mistake them for permanence." I nodded slowly, absorbing his words, though the enormity of their implications weighed heavily upon my mind. "You say permanence is an illusion," I ventured. "Yet we are drawn to cling to what brings us joy." "Clinging to joy plants the seed of sorrow," Buddha answered. "True joy is born from letting go with gratitude." His words were like a lantern, illuminating paths of understanding, though each seemed elusive in their profound simplicity. I said, "It is hard to embrace impermanence, for it feels as though it steals what is precious to us. Impermanence reveals the depth of life's treasures, for their fleeting nature compels us to appreciate each moment fully." "Does appreciating the moment mean abandoning the hope for what lies ahead?" I asked, seeking clarification. Buddha replied, "Hope is the companion of the present. It guides but must not overshadow the lessons of now." "How do we balance hope for the future with awareness of the present?" I asked, feeling torn between these states. Buddha answered, "Balance comes from mindful intention, acknowledging that the present shapes the future and harbors life's essence." His words struck chords within me, resonating deeply, though the path to such balance seemed obscured by complexity. "What role does forgiveness play in this journey of peace?" I asked, as shadows of old grievances surfaced. "Forgiveness liberates the heart from pain, not by erasing harm, but by releasing its hold upon your spirit." "Is forgiveness possible when betrayal feels insurmountable?" I asked, bearing the vulnerability of wounds still raw and unhealed. Buddha looked into the distance. "Forgiveness is not granted to erase wrongs but to unbind yourself from suffering they impose." "Do we not risk condoning harm by forgiving too easily?" I asked, grappling with the intricate moral paradox. He replied, "Forgiving does not condone. It dismantles the barriers separating humanity from compassion and understanding." His words lingered in the air as I pondered their depth, each insight weaving into the tapestry of my thoughts. Are compassion and understanding enough to heal the divisions I see in this world? I asked, feeling doubtful. Buddha said, "Healing begins when compassion transcends judgment, creating space for collective growth rather than perpetuated conflict." But how does one lead others to adopt such compassion when animosity seems embedded in the soul? I queried. Leadership through example radiates peace, inviting hearts to reflect and transform through their own recognition of harmony. His answer grounded me as I considered the importance of personal responsibility in the face of societal challenges. Can the wisdom you share be universally applied, or does each individual require a unique path to peace? I asked. Buddha replied, while wisdom is universal, the journey to its realization is unique, shaped by individual growth and understanding. Will this journey ever reach an end, or does its pursuit stretch infinitely? I questioned, searching for certainty. Buddha smiled. There is no end, only evolution, a continuous unfolding of awareness and interconnectedness through time. The rhythmic cadence of his voice mirrored the essence of his teachings, steady yet expansive in their insight. I said, "Thank you for sharing your wisdom. How can I begin my own path toward this unfolding peace?" He replied, "Begin by listening to the stillness within you. It holds answers to questions words cannot contain." As I sat in the grove, I felt the stillness he described, a quiet pulse grounding me in that moment. Though uncertainty remained, the serenity of Buddha's presence imbued me with an unspoken conviction to embark upon the journey. The sun's warmth grew as the grove seemed to shimmer with the wisdom offered, an echo of enduring lessons. I left with gratitude, carrying the seeds of understanding, ready to nurture them with reflection and mindful intention. Another day, another moment of tranquility in the grove, where sunlight filtered through leaves, casting intricate patterns upon the ground. I found Buddha seated beneath the ancient Bodhi tree, his presence radiating calm amidst the quiet hum of nature's symphony. With steady steps, I approached, my thoughts swirling like the breeze, carrying questions born of the world's complexities. Buddha's serene expression welcomed me, his gaze soft yet piercing, as if attuned to the rhythm of my inner turmoil. "What brings you here, seeker?" Buddha's voice carried the weight of understanding, a melody of compassion tempered by timeless wisdom. I said, "The world moves faster with each day, and people chase illusions, disconnected from meaning and truth." Buddha observed a nearby squirrel, its swift movements among branches embodying the energy of relentless activity. He said, "Fast movements do not imply progress. Meaningful paths require deliberate steps, rooted in mindful awareness." I sighed, the metaphor stirring within me, though clarity on its application to life remained elusive. But how does one slow their pace when surrounded by constant demands and fleeting expectations? I asked sincerely. Buddha replied, "Stillness is not absence of action but presence in every action, grounding oneself amidst the rush." I frowned. Yet this stillness feels unreachable, buried beneath the avalanche of worldly distractions pulling us away. Buddha pointed toward the flowing stream nearby, its gentle current winding gracefully around obstacles without resistance. "Observe the stream," he said. "It moves with purpose yet accepts barriers, adapting without losing connection to its source." I considered the stream's resilience, wondering if humans could embody such graceful adaptability amidst life's challenges. Is adaptation enough, or must one resist the forces seeking to deter them from their chosen path? I asked. He replied, "True strength lies in the harmony of resistance and acceptance, guided by clarity and conscious intent." I nodded hesitantly, recognizing the balancing act he described, yet still yearning for tangible guidance to apply his wisdom. What is the role of self-discipline in this harmony, and how does it align with acceptance? I queried. Buddha said, "Discipline sharpens intention, while acceptance nurtures compassion. Together, they anchor purpose without yielding to rigidity or chaos." His words painted an intricate balance, but mastering such synergy felt daunting amid life's relentless complexities. How can we maintain our balance when fear clouds judgment and disrupts inner stability? I asked carefully. Fear is a shadow, Buddha replied, cast by attachments to outcomes and distorted perceptions of impermanence. Can fear ever be eliminated? Or must we learn to coexist with its presence? I asked. Uneasy, Buddha gestured toward the open sky, its vast expanse unbound by limitations. An eternal canvas for change. He said, fear diminishes when embraced with understanding, transforming from obstacle to ally in life's unfolding journey. I pondered his response, wondering how fear could evolve into something constructive rather than destructive. What practices can help cultivate such understanding and make peace with fear? I asked. Seeking actionable insight, Buddha replied. Reflect upon impermanence with gratitude, allowing awareness to flow freely, unburdened by rigid expectations or illusions of control. His words resonated deeply, yet I still struggled with the sheer depth of their implications. I said, impermanence often feels cruel, stealing what we treasure most and leaving behind pain. Buddha nodded solemnly. Pain is the teacher of impermanence, reminding us to cherish moments without clinging or despair. But must we surrender all attachments to avoid despair? Is complete detachment the path to peace? I asked. Detachment is not disconnection, Buddha said. It is the liberation of spirit from illusions while embracing life's dynamic essence. His words echoed through me, challenging assumptions and encouraging broader contemplation of life's intricate dance. What role does connection play in this dance? And can it exist alongside detachment? I asked. Buddha replied. Connection celebrates shared existence. Detachment preserves individuality, harmonizing love's essence with freedom's truth. I marveled at the nuanced interplay he described, each insight building upon layers of understanding. How can one foster such connection when misunderstanding and conflict prevail? I asked, reflecting on strained relationships. He said, begin with listening, for genuine attention bridges hearts and cultivates empathy. Dissolving barriers of judgment, I considered the depth of listening, aware of its rarity in a world saturated with noise and haste. What challenges must one overcome to truly listen? I asked, hoping to refine my approach to connection. Buddha answered, overcome pride and impatience, for they mask the wisdom present in silence and shared vulnerability. I nodded, determined to nurture these qualities within myself. Though aware of their gradual and demanding cultivation, what is the role of trust in building lasting connection? I asked, reflecting on the fragility of relationships. Trust nourishes connection, Buddha said. It grows from authenticity and self-awareness, free from dependency or manipulation. His insight sparked self-reflection, revealing the threads of trust in my own experiences, both woven and unraveled. How can we repair trust once it's broken? I asked, acknowledging past wounds still unresolved. Buddha said, repair begins with honesty, not only with others but with oneself. Embracing truths difficult to confront, I lingered on his words, recognizing the courage needed to face and express truth in its rawest form. What lessons can broken trust teach? Despite its pain? I asked, seeking wisdom within loss. Broken trust reveals the fragility of illusions, teaching resilience, patience, and the power of forgiveness, Buddha replied. As his words settled into my spirit, I sensed their transformative potential despite lingering doubts and uncertainty. I asked, is forgiveness always possible, or are some wounds too deep to heal? Buddha looked at me kindly. Forgiveness flows from recognition of shared humanity, transcending the illusion of separation. But can shared humanity mend the divisions created by betrayal or harm? I asked, struggling to accept the possibility. Humanity's shared essence prevails through compassion, dismantling resentment and creating space for reconciliation. Buddha replied, his words mirrored the teachings of peace and understanding. Yet the path to their realization felt intricate and demanding. What practices strengthen compassion when anger threatens to dominate? I asked, seeking steps to transform my perspective. Practice self-compassion first, Buddha said. For understanding one's own suffering unveils the capacity to empathize and uplift others. His response illuminated a path to empathy, its foundation rooted in inner harmony and self-awareness. I asked, does empathy ever falter under the weight of pain and frustration? Buddha said, empathy falters only when overshadowed by ego's influence. Cultivate humility, allowing empathy to thrive amidst adversity. His words struck a chord, resonating deeply with the challenges inherent in selflessness and authentic connection. I asked, what role does humility play in maintaining balance and peace? Buddha said, humility accepts impermanence with grace, embracing life's unfolding without demanding permanence or control. As I absorbed his wisdom, the grove seemed alive with possibility, its stillness an anchor for understanding. I said, thank you for sharing this wisdom. I'll reflect upon these truths as I navigate life's complexities. Buddha nodded warmly. Each reflection plants seeds of transformation. Nurture them with patience and gratitude. The sunlight shifted as the grove shimmered with tranquility, an embodiment of timeless lessons guiding my journey onward. Another day, another walk brought me to the tranquil grove, where the stillness seemed to echo ancient wisdom. I found Buddha seated among blooming flowers, their vibrant colors blending harmoniously with the natural serenity of the surroundings. With tentative steps, I approached him, my heart heavy with questions born from the suffering I had witnessed around me. Buddha greeted me with a warm smile, his presence an anchor of peace amid the turbulence of my thoughts. What weighs upon your mind today, seeker? Buddha asked, his voice a balm that calmed the storm within me. I said, I've seen so much suffering, and I wonder why it persists despite efforts to alleviate it. Buddha observed a butterfly nearby, its fragile wings fluttering as it danced in the delicate interplay of shadow and light. He said, suffering, like the shadow, exists in contrast to light, revealing the dimensions of human experience and growth. But must suffering always accompany life? Is it an inevitable thread in the fabric of existence? I asked. Buddha replied, suffering arises from ignorance and attachment, yet its presence offers opportunities to awaken and transcend its grasp. I considered his words, the duality of suffering and growth, creating a paradox I struggled to fully understand. How can one face suffering without being consumed by it? I asked, seeking guidance on navigating its pervasive influence. Buddha gestured toward a nearby tree, its roots deep and steadfast, yet its branches swayed freely with the wind. Be like the tree, he said, rooted in strength, yet flexible to the winds of change and adversity. I reflected on the tree's quiet resilience, wondering how I could embody such stability and adaptability. What practices strengthen the roots within us, enabling such resilience? I asked, eager to explore practical steps forward. Buddha answered, cultivate mindfulness and compassion, for they nurture inner stability and awareness, anchoring you in the present. His words resonated, though the application of these practices in the chaos of life seemed a daunting challenge. But what if one's mind is restless and compassion feels distant amid overwhelming pain? I asked. Bearing my struggles, Buddha said, begin with patience. Accept your present state without judgment, allowing space for growth and transformation to unfold. His answer felt like a gentle reminder to honor the process rather than demand immediate resolution. What role does acceptance play in lessening suffering? I asked, considering the tension between resistance and surrender. Acceptance dissolves resistance, Buddha replied, revealing clarity within the storm, and guiding the heart to peace and understanding. I pondered his insight, recognizing that acceptance might shift my perspective without erasing the weight of my concerns. How does one cultivate acceptance when the mind rebels against circumstances it cannot control? I asked, seeking further clarity. Buddha gestured to the flowing stream nearby, its water calmly navigating rocks and bends along its journey. Learn from the stream, he said, accepting obstacles as part of the path while continuing forward with quiet determination. I studied the stream, its harmony with nature inspiring a sense of peace and possibility within me. But what about suffering caused by injustice? Should it be accepted, or must one act against it? I asked. Injustice demands action, Buddha said, but action rooted in wisdom and compassion, free from vengeance or destructive anger. His words struck me deeply, illuminating the fine line between righteous effort and reactive harm. How can wisdom and compassion guide action effectively in the face of injustice? I asked, seeking a practical framework. Buddha replied, wisdom discerns the root of suffering, while compassion seeks to heal it, uniting intention with meaningful impact. I considered his guidance, aware of the importance of aligning my actions with these principles amid challenging circumstances. What practices foster such wisdom and compassion within oneself? I asked, eager to deepen my understanding. Buddha said, reflect upon life's interconnection, meditate on impermanence, and serve others with humility to nurture these qualities. His words outlined a path of inner and outer work, each step inviting deeper engagement with life's complexities. I asked, does serving others always lead to fulfillment, or can it sometimes deepen one's struggles? Service is meaningful when guided by balance, Buddha replied. Overextension without self-care diminishes its impact and strains the spirit. I nodded, recognizing the importance of maintaining harmony between giving and preserving one's own well-being. What practices ensure such balance in service and self-care? I asked, eager to avoid pitfalls of imbalance. Buddha answered, practice mindfulness, honoring your needs while remaining attentive to others, cultivating harmony through conscious boundaries and intention. His response revealed a nuanced approach to connection, one grounded in reciprocity and awareness. How does one sustain mindfulness in the face of life's relentless demands? I asked, acknowledging the challenge. Mindfulness is cultivated through consistency, Buddha said. Daily moments of presence fortify awareness, even amid life's uncertainties. I considered his words, the simplicity of the practice offering a profound tool for navigating complexity. Can mindfulness also strengthen resilience against suffering and adversity? I asked, seeking its broader application. Buddha replied, mindfulness transforms perspective, revealing opportunities for growth and clarity within the seemingly impenetrable veil of suffering. His answer painted mindfulness as both a shield and a lens, its power extending beyond immediate circumstances. How does mindfulness interact with hope during difficult times? I asked, exploring the relationship between awareness and aspiration. Buddha said, mindfulness grounds hope in reality, anchoring aspirations with present truth to guide meaningful action forward. I marveled at the depth of his insight, each answer weaving a cohesive understanding of life's interconnected threads. What role does gratitude play in fostering mindfulness and peace? I asked, intrigued by its potential influence. Gratitude reveals life's abundance, Buddha replied, shifting focus from scarcity to appreciation, nurturing contentment and mindful presence. His response highlighted gratitude as an essential element of a balanced and fulfilling existence. But how does one cultivate gratitude amid loss and suffering? I asked, aware of the difficulty. Gratitude begins with acknowledgement, Buddha said. Recognizing small blessings within pain reveals light within darkness. His words resonated, offering a pathway to gratitude even during life's most challenging moments. How can gratitude strengthen our connections with others? I asked, exploring its communal dimension. Gratitude fosters humility, Buddha replied, encouraging authentic appreciation and mutual respect, deepening bonds through shared humanity. I nodded, inspired by the transformative potential of gratitude within relationships. How can these insights guide me in building a life of purpose and peace? I asked, seeking practical integration. Buddha said, live with intention, cultivating mindfulness, gratitude, and compassion, weaving them into each moment's tapestry. His wisdom illuminated a way forward, each practice offering guidance toward a more meaningful and harmonious existence. The grove shimmered with stillness, its timeless presence echoing the profound lessons shared. As I contemplated their application, with gratitude, I rose, carrying the seeds of insight to nurture in the soil of daily life's unfolding journey. Sujata walked among them, her steps lighter, her spirit awakened to the possibility of renewal. The Buddha's voice rang out as they walked, weaving wisdom into the fabric of their journey. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.